recorded this look for you today. A look that I was going for was engagement, Indian engagement, obviously with the tikka and the whole head covering. I wanted it to be demure, glowing, innocent looking and fresh looking, so this is my look. I now concealer up first, foundation up first and then clean up after. So I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 10. You can tell it's my favourite. I've applied it under my eyes and around my mouth and going to softly blend that in. I really like it over the eyelids because it really grabs the eyeshadow and it covers my pigmentation and dark circles really well. I'm going to try an Amazon purchase that I made. So this is the Dream Finish Matte Mousse Foundation. I've never tried it before. It is completely untouched. I think it's my shade. It looks like it could be my shade. This is exactly my shade. Like, you can't even tell I'm putting it on. And this is how much I'm taking on the brush. So it is a really great colour. Smooth. I think you have to work quite quickly with it. It seems to be drying to a matte finish. Slight dewiness to it actually, not as matte, but more of a velvety, if you know what I mean. It's got a little shine to it so far. Give it a bit of time and it might completely dry. So now it looks a little light in the areas where I'm a little bit darker than the rest of my face, like my forehead. So I'm expecting it to oxidize a little bit. It feels really comfortable on my skin actually. It's infused with a little bit of oil, I can feel it. So taking you in closer because I want to use the new Emily palette. I've used it before, so I'm excited. I like this palette. Open. And these are the shades. I have no idea what I'm working with. We'll just go along and see. I'm going to start with the colour Cupcake all over my eyelid, the moving part of my eyelid. I'm really into warm pinks right now. I like to start at the centre and just work inwards. Cool. Now I'm going to go in and find this bit here to really define my eyes and to make them pop a little bit more. I like to put a matte colour on there. So I'm going to find a colour in this palette that will work. So working with a transition colour and a colour that is going to be the shadow with a darker colour on top of it, I'm going to start with Hobby first. Taking a very small detail brush so that it doesn't go anywhere. I'm just going to apply that shadow where I said I was going to. Remember, I'm saying shadow because I want it to look like an actual real shadow. That's pretty nice, I like that. Next I'm working with a really flat brush, one that doesn't spread out too much because I want a kind of line or a stipple. And I'm going to take this really dark colour here called Fifi or Peefy. Pi-Fi? I have no idea, but I'm going to use that colour anyway. And with really, really small strokes, I'm just going to draw a line. In that gap between the moving part of my eyelid and over the shadow, but I don't want it to come up over that colour that we placed. Apart from when it stipples upwards here, that actually looks quite nice. And when your eye is open, it kind of gives it a really sort of deep look when it's well blended. Kind of like to follow the line towards my brow just as I have there. I'm smiling because I'm thinking to myself, any of you people who have just come back onto my channel and not seen why my hair is like this, and just wondering what you're thinking. Okay, I'm going to blend that in a minute. I know it looks really harsh, but I will blend it. But I'm just going to place the colour on the other side. Going back in with the Hobby colour that I placed before, we're going to blend above and soften that transition there. And in doing so, you kind of add another shade just above it because you're mixing the two colours. These eyeshadows are really blendable. Back in with Cupcake and a flat brush now. I'm still getting used to this whole camera and screen thing. I'm not used to front forward facing cameras. Okay, so I'm going to mix this dark and early here and cheer in order to get the perfect blue for my outer corner. I'm wearing a dark blue and I kind of want a little bit of blue. Just using very, very small strokes to get a little bit of concentrated colour in the outer corner. I'm just really sorry if I'm blurring out. I'm still getting used to this camera. Taking it a little under the crease colour here, right underneath it, trying not to go over it because I don't want it to diminish in its intensity. I'm going to bring it out a little on the outer corner, a very light stroke, just for a bit of drama, and sweep it upwards from under. And then bring it down. I don't care that it's making a little mess under here. There's nothing that a little bit of concealer can't deal with after. I just want a little something underneath there. Going for my bit of tidy up here. I really like how I've gone over my eyelid here a little bit. Let me just show you. If you look, I've gone a little bit over here, and so I'm just going to bring that colour down towards the bottom lash line here, just for a little bit of drama. I kind of want to leave my brow bone as is. I kind of like that kind of yellowish tinge that's in there. I'm going to do my brows. So I'm going to be using the Illamasqua brow powder in Gaze. Just going to brighten under my eyes again. I feel like I've rubbed away most of what was there. I think for the engagement, I like it more fresh-faced and more open, more innocent looking, natural. We're doing this professionally now. I think they're okay. Absolute favourite mascara of the moment. This one is Results Without Lashes, to be honest. I really don't want much for my blush. I'm using the JLo Boogie Down Bronze, which is my favourite from beginning of the year and lasted me all throughout the summer. I just love the colour of this. I love not actually putting colour on my cheeks but just bronzer. Very expensive purchase, thank you Maya. I'm going to make much use of your palette, thank you darling. I'm going to use tourmaline I think because it kind of goes with what I'm wearing. I think tourmaline. I think you can do very many golds when you're getting married, so I kind of try and stay away from it for the engagements. Hi, Marima. Lipstick. Need to think about lipstick now. If you notice how I'm powdered, guys, I haven't been powdering for a few of my tutorials, although some of them you haven't seen because I scrapped them because I look like a drag queen or the colour wasn't right. I'm smiling, this is like, oh, I love it. If you notice how I'm powdered, guys, I haven't been powdering for a few of my tutorials, although some of them you haven't seen because I scrapped them because I look like a drag queen or the colour wasn't right. I'm smiling, this is like, oh, I love it. The lip colour I'm going to choose now, I did on a image for Instagram. You guys went gaga for it, so I'm going to do it now. It's the Huda Liquid Matte in Famous, and the pigment 6 Cents. It's called 6 Cents. It's by Revolution Pro, and it's their matte lip pigment. You know, I'm not going to try putting an earring in this ear. I've got a really problematic ear. I've just been able to get an earring in it after about 3 months. It kind of really swelled up when I was out in Barcelona, and like the hole is tiny, so I just want to give it time to properly heal. I'm not going to put an earring in there, but I think that's pretty beautiful. I'm just going to put this back in. Alcohol's stinging, but I know it's killing bacteria, so I'm just not taking the risk. That's a pink heart, it's so cute. So all that's needed is a dupatta. This needs a tikka. This is the look done. I hope you liked it. Please do rate, subscribe, comment, share with friends. You'll be so popular with your friends if you share on Facebook. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.